Maybe some of you don't think it's a big deal, but for me personally, it definitely caught my attention because when you have people this early on saying these things about Stetson Bennett, it means something. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but it's truly how I feel about Stetson Bennett and the Rams. Oh man, we got an update on good old DoorDash Bennett. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I low-key forgot this man existed. In the past couple of months, what have we been talking about on this channel? All the rookie quarterbacks, how they're doing with their new team, and all that nice stuff. We've talked about Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, and by the way, we might talk about him a little later in this video, that's a sneak peek. But the one guy we haven't talked about at all is Stetson DoorDash Bennett. But today, ladies and gentlemen, our streak of not talking about Stetson DoorDash Bennett, it finally comes to an end because we got a surprising update. And maybe I'm overhyping this by saying it's a quote-unquote surprising update, but to me, it did surprise me. I didn't expect to hear this information, and also Cooper Kupp, the star wide receiver, he gave his thoughts and opinion on Stetson Bennett. You're going to want to check that out as well. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm also going to show you some video clips where Stetson, he's at the Los Angeles Rams practices. We also got another minor topic to speak on, and that is another rookie quarterback, Hendon Hooker. Coincidentally enough, we also got an update with him and the Lions. And I want to talk about this, and let me know your thoughts down below, but do you think Hendon Hooker has a shot of eventually becoming the starter for our Lions, or is he just going to be a backup? We got to touch on that. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. Hope you're having a fabulous Monday, and guess what? If not, I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Let's dominate the week. Let's have a great week. All right, Matt, blah, blah, shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, on one of the previous videos, I asked you guys, hey, do you like when we build up to the main topic? Because most of y'all know this in my videos, we normally get 2 or 3 topics and we say the main topic for last because we build it up. Similar to Saturdays with college football, you don't want the best game to be at 11 a.m. You want it to be at 7 p.m. I like that format, but I have seen some people saying, Matt, I wish you just get straight to the point in some videos, and I understand that. So I asked you guys, what do you like better? And I saw an overwhelming amount of people that said they liked the way we got it. Mr. Daryl Shields said, by the way, thank you for the comment. I like the build up, Matt. It's the anticipation that makes the story that much better, and let's get into it is the appetizer to get you there. People are used to microwave and instant gratification and have gradually forgotten about the build up to a great story. Never changed, Matt. You reeled them in for a reason. Hashtag roll tide. Thank you for that. And another one from a Bama fan. Look at this. We got Bama fans everywhere. Keep everything the way you have it, Matt. I like saving the best stuff until the end. Roll tide. Roll tide, by the way. And there's a bunch of comments like that, but I also saw a bunch of more people saying, hey, Matt, just do whatever you want. I'm watching either way. And I greatly appreciate those type of people. Like Angry Dragon said right here, I watch all of them since I discovered your channel almost a year ago. I like the content. I watch it while I work out. So with all that being said, I think we're just going to keep it the way we got it. We're going to save the best topic for the end because most people, they want it that way. But to all the people that are like, hey man, we don't care, just do whatever you want, we're going to watch, I greatly appreciate y'all and I can't tell you enough. Unless I see a lot of you wanting us to change the way we do it, we're going to keep it with how we got it. People like it that way. I like it that way. Now with that being said, we still are going to switch things up here and there just to keep you on your toes. And we're going to talk about the Stetson DoorDash Bennett topic first. Today we're going to start with the main topic and we'll talk about the Hendon Hooker situation right after. No introduction needed. You know who Stetson Bennett is. 2-time national champion, back-to-back champion at Georgia. He had a great year at Georgia last year and he was good enough to get drafted in 3rd round with, I believe, the 89th pick. Wasn't that the selection? Let me check. Okay, where in the crap did I get 89 from? He got drafted 128 in the 4th round. I don't know where I got 89 from. That's really besides the point. Doesn't even matter. The point is he got drafted by the Rams in the 4th round. And for those of you that may remember, we talked all about this and I even tweeted about it. I thought this was an underrated pickup and this was an A+ pickup. Getting Stetson Bennett in the 4th round with the 128th overall selection? Yeah, that's great. But the main reason I like this selection so much is because he fit in with the Los Angeles Rams. It was a great fit. I love Matt Stafford to death, but it's kind of feeling like he's on his last leg and he's on his way out and he can't stay healthy. And with Matt Stafford being the kind of older quarterback that's going to get nipped up here and there, I think Stetson Bennett is a reliable backup. I think a lot of people have this false perception where they think I hate Stetson Bennett. I've never hated Stetson Bennett, and as a matter of fact, I'm actually rooting for him, and we'll get to that in just a second. I enjoyed watching him at Georgia, and many people fail to realize I gave him a ton of credit last year. It's just 2 years ago when I criticized him so much, people think I hate this guy. Well, no. It's just a football take. When I see a guy who is one of the worst quarterbacks in the SEC and throw 4 interceptions or 3 interceptions against Alabama, what do y'all want me to come up here and say? The dude's good? No, I'm not going to do that. And everybody with a functional brain understood, not last year, but the previous year in 2021 and really 2022, Stetson Bennett was not good. You can say he was average, but to say he was good, no, you're out of your mind. That's in the past though. Moving along, last year, he had one of the best years out of any quarterback in the country. He turned the curve and he did not look back. When it came to big time games and clutch moments, he was the best quarterback in the country, and I don't even think it was close. He was playing like prime Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M. He was that good. And recently, we've talked about Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Will Levis at the OTAs, but also behind the scenes, laying low under the radar, Stetson Bennett has been quote-unquote dealing it for the Rams at the OTAs. It's also being stated that his quote-unquote athleticism has reportedly stood out throughout the OTAs. I'll address that in a second. That's what shocked me, and Cooper Kupp said he's made really big-time throws in practices. And I'm going to show you some of the video clips, and yeah, Stetson Bennett, he throws a pretty ball. Once you take away the fact that a lot of people don't like this guy because he was old in college and you evaluate him for what he is, he throws a nice ball. Is he big? Is he strong? Is he a typical NFL player in general? No. But guess what? In life, we have exceptions, and he's an exception. Say what you want about the young man, but he's worked really hard to get to this point, and I admire and respect that a ton. But where I'm shocked with all this news coming out is people saying his athleticism has stood out. I didn't pick up on it in 2020 or 2021, but last year, which was the 2022 season, I noticed that Stetson Bennett was a lot more athletic than what people gave him credit for. What did I tell you guys last year? He's a poor man's version of Johnny Manziel. He is very sneaky quick. I mean, there were times last year when he would take out of the pocket that he was outrunning safeties and cornerbacks. There was also times last year where the game looked too easy for him. It looked like he was playing in slow motion against everybody else. And what did everybody say? Oh yeah, well, it's about time he's dominating. He's played college football for 8 years. And trust me, nobody loves to joke on Stetson Bennett more than me, myself, and I, but you gotta give the dude some credit. I just found it really intriguing that now other people are saying, yeah, his athleticism, it sticks out. And this isn't compared to college kids, guys. This is compared to NFL players. Maybe some of you don't think it's a big deal, but for me personally, it definitely caught my attention because when you have people this early on saying these things about Stetson Bennett, it means something. I don't think people are just hyping him up and making these great reports on him just to do it for clicks and views. For example, when we talked about Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, your top 5 picks, yes, of course, I expect people to hype them up because they're top 5 picks. Of course, people are going to try to overhype them, but you're never going to see somebody try to overhype a guy who was selected with the 128th pick in the draft. You see what I'm saying? There's no reason for people to come out with these great articles about him. And even right here, a player, Cooper Kupp, said he's making big-time throws. And speaking of the big-time throws, going back to last year at Georgia, that is something I also picked up on. When it came to deep ball accuracy, Stetson Bennett was one of the best in the country. He improved so much from 2021. It's crazy. Last year, he looked like a completely different football player. And fortunately enough for him, I think he has been inserted into one of the best offenses you can join if you're a quarterback. When it comes to sports, you'll notice this with the NBA and the NFL. A guy, he could struggle in his first 5 to 6 years in the league with a team, and then he gets traded and he turns into a superstar. And everybody's like, oh, well, he finally broke out. I mean, what took so long? Well, nothing took so long. He was always that good. It's just the team wasn't using him the right way. I think Sean McVay will use Stetson Bennett in the best way that any NFL coach could use him. And call me crazy, but I don't think there's too big of a drop-off from Matt Stafford and Stetson Bennett. I really don't. I mean, if it was Matt Stafford a couple years ago, yes, but not anymore. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but it's truly how I feel about Stetson Bennett and the Rams. I think he's going to shock a lot of people in this up-and-coming year if he does get to play, and I do expect him to play. I'm not saying he's going to start over Matt Stafford. That's not going to happen, but I do expect Matt Stafford to miss a couple of games, and Stetson Bennett, he's going to be inserted. That's something to keep your eyes on, and I'm definitely going to be following that up way more than I have the past couple of months. Or not the past couple of months, but the past month since the draft. You get what I'm trying to say there? Now, last but not least, before we end off this video, we got a minor update on good old Hendon Hooker. It's also been stated that he has been dropping dimes at the Lions OTAs, and I'm going to show you this video clip right here. I mean, It's Hendon Hooker being Hendon Hooker. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks in the draft. The Tennessee Titans, they screwed up big time taking Will Levis over Hooker. Y'all know how I feel about that situation. As you can see right here, also being stated, quote unquote, he's way ahead of schedule. Ironically enough, and coincidentally enough, very similar to Stetson Bennett. The Lions, just like the Rams, have a pretty decent starting quarterback, but he's on his way out. I think Jared Goff is a solid quarterback. I think he should be the starter, but Hendon Hooker's the young guy that's on the come up. I said young guy. We all know Hooker and Stetson Bennett, they're both 25, but you get what I'm trying to say. Bennett and Hooker are the younger guys. There we go. That's a better way to say it, and they're in similar situations. I don't really have too much to say for this because I don't think Hendon Hooker is going to play at all this year because I think Jared Goff is going to be A-okay. With Matt Stafford, it just seems like he can't stay healthy, but Jared Goff, I think he should be good to go. And it doesn't matter how good Hendon Hooker's looking in practice. As long as Jared Goff is good to go, Hendon Hooker will not be playing. It is what it is, but did want to share it with y'all that Hendon Hooker is way ahead of pace. I'm very curious. Let me know your thoughts on Stetson Bennett and Hendon Hooker down below, but roll Bennett.